Okay, hello everyone. We are so happy to see you here. I'm CK Jensen, or you can call me Rin. We are here with Saoirse Bray and Ash Danielle, and I am so excited to have both of them here again. Well, again for Saoirse and first time for Ash. So exciting. We're so happy to have you here. We're going to do some live writing sprints. Let's do introductions first. And let's say hello to our friends in the chat. We have Tia, Leah, we have Stu. Ian's here. Oh, I'm so happy Ian will be able to make it to one. And AJ, hello everyone. Good to see you all. Saoirse, do you want to do your introduction first?
Sure. So I'm Saoirse. I'm also an author tuber, and I am a fantasy romance writer. I'm currently going to be outlining book 2 of the series that I'm working on.
Yay! Ashley, are you ready?
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Ash. You can call me Ash or Ashley. I am a speculative fiction writer, and I'm currently trying to finish up the last act of my gothic fiction, my sapphic gothic fiction novel. So we're hopefully this stream will end on me being done with draft 1, but we'll see.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
So exciting!
We'll see.
History in the making, just so you know. I think I finished the draft of my Project Pumpkin on a live stream, and it was so exciting.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, people are here. Margot, Elizabeth is back. Elizabeth is like a real one. She's been to like every single one of my streams this weekend.
Aww, that's so fun.
Miley's here. Miley finished the second draft of their short story. They finished Taboo, which I'm so excited about.
Yay!
So that might be another thing I do during the sprints. Ash is so exciting. Everyone's so excited. Now you have to finish it on stream.
I have to.
We're going to go until you finish it.
It's just 2,000 words, so we'll see.
2,000 words, you got this. And we're doing sprints.
Okay.
That sounds good. Yeah? Do half-hour sprints sound good? Oh, Irene is here. Hello. Should we start out with some yapping, or should we go right into like sprints?
Maybe some yapping, or if people want to like say what they're working on too.
Oh yes, I always try to ask that. Drop what you're working on in the comments, please. That would be fantastic. Yeah, I don't know where you are, Elizabeth, but like I almost said I'm in California, which is not true. That's like objectively false. I'm in Utah right now. It's so mountain time. If you were doing this, you will see my live reaction to Taboo. I will like put in the chat when I start reading Taboo if I read it during these sprints. Rebecca's here. We are doing sprints. It's so fun. Leah says, yeah. Dakota is late. How dare you? Kidding. I'm totally kidding. Ian just up to Ash. Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Margot's working on a beta reading exchange for short story. Oh, those are always so fun. I don't know what I'm doing, but I have note cards and I'm putting them on a board. I'm proud of you. You're doing great.
Yay. That sounds fun.
Either working on my fanfic or this other short story that I started. I have no business writing right now. I just realized I didn't do an introduction for myself. Hi, I'm CK Jensen. I'm working on Heretics, which is my special or secret sci-fi story. It's like sapphic science fantasy. If you caught the stream with Lynn, I started like dropping more about it. And if you join the Storyteller Society Discord, I just made like a forum for it. So you can get all the like secrets first if you would like. Ooh. Okay. Leia is brainstorming Volume 2 of Fallen Dynasties, which Leia is from France and is like writing that in French, which of course she's like writing it in French. It's her second story. Her native language and the second story in that. But I got to read the first paragraph of her first book. And I speak very little French relative to like a native speaker, but it was so good. Like the imagery was beautiful. Oh my god, it's going so fast. I'm finishing reading through my second draft of my debut novel and doing an outline for the next one. Nice, Rebecca. Ian is working on book 4, draft 1 of a sci-fi murder mystery series I'm doing. Sci-fi murder mystery sounds so cool.
Yeah.
Stu is still working on the political fantasy romance. As you should. Putting off working on your AU. Work on your AU. Easy. Just do it. Nike. Elizabeth is Pacific Standard Time, so you might actually be in California. Usually my students in the morning, which is okay because I didn't think anyone was going to make it to my 7 a.m. Mountain Time sprint this morning, which is why I canceled it. How many words am I into heretics? That's a great question. Let me open up the document and let's find out. I am. That's a good number. 49,491 words. So 49491, which is just a good number.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's 10K behind what it should be for where I am in the story because I did skip 10K in Act 1, but that's okay. We'll go back to it eventually, or we won't. We won't. Elizabeth is working on wrapping her first draft. You all live at the plot of Heretics in the Discord now. Breaking news. There's so many. Why is it going so fast? This chat is popping off. Okay. Working on Departure of Blood. We are getting into the good stuff of getting proper interactions between all the love interests. Ooh. Nice. Which I think I'm thinking of Laura Nettles' project with the red string vampire one. Is Departure of Blood also a vampire story, or am I getting those mixed up? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, Miley, I'm so sorry. I should have texted you. I'm sorry. It is also a vampire story. Okay. I was like, I know someone sent really cool vampire art to the Discord, which is another reason you should all join the Discord. But yeah. Okay. Excellent. Do you two have anything else you want to talk about? Anything fun in the chat I should highlight that you want me to go back to? Because I realized I just talked a lot.
No, I think you covered
everything. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to throw sprints up on the screen, and where is it? Here. I'm going to unhighlight that. I don't know. You might all be in the Discord. I don't know things. Anyways, so we are going to 30-minute sprints. I'm going to turn my camera off because I'm probably going to be making my bed because my sheets just came out of the dryer. And I'm going to make banana bread, and then I will actually get to writing for the next sprints.
I am also going to turn my camera off because I'll be dictating, and I'm paranoid someone's going to be able to read my lips and know exactly how bad my writing is right now. But yeah, dictating is super fun.
So valid. I remember you talking about dictating in one of your earlier videos, and now I can't remember exactly what you said about it, but is it new to you?
Yeah, I hated it in one of my earlier videos, and I don't know why. I tried out again recently, and now I'm obsessed. I don't know. Check out Alyssa in the books because she talks a lot more about how she does it, and I think watching her videos just really helped it click for me.
Okay, very cool. I have not tried dictating. I talk too fast usually for dictation, so I all my words really well.
Oh no!
I'm actively working on slowing down my speech, guys. I'm reminding people to do their laundry. You're welcome. Okay, we are going to mute and probably I'll have our cameras off, but we will be back in 30 minutes. Let me make sure it starts before I turn off my microphone. Ready, set, start. There we go. See you all in 30 minutes. Hello, we are back. Hello, how did it go?
It went pretty well for me. I added about 600 words to my little brainstorming document that I have.
Nice. I love that. Ash, how did it go for you?
I got 1,260 words.
Oh my
I'm
God.
almost at the end. Started writing it on the last chapter.
And you only needed 2,000 words to finish?
Yeah, about.
You're totally going to get the next sprint.
Yeah.
This is so exciting.
And I've got ideas for the end, so
Yay.
I'm feeling good.
That's so exciting. I love that for us. I made my bed and I prepped for banana bread, but I realized I don't have any softened butter yet.
Oh.
Gotta wait for the butter to soften, and then I text my mom for a better banana bread recipe because I just found one online, and I think it would be better if I use my family recipe. So
Yeah.
we'll see when she texts back. Everyone in the chat, how did your stuff go? Everyone's excited that Ash is so close. Good job, Saoirse. Margo says you can do it. AJ says, woo. Yes, productivity CK. Yeah. Listen, my apartment desperately needed cleaned. I'm like doing a cleaning vlog today is what this is becoming. Also, speaking of vlogging, I do need to get a vlog shot for the live stream because I've not vlogged any of the live streams. So everyone in the chat, if you want to say hi to the vlog, let me know. Don't like let me know. Say hi in the chat for the vlog. Is what I meant. Okay. Actually, I will wait until after everyone like does their word count. Let's see. Stu got 226. Ian got a few hundred. Good progress, everyone. Did some brainstorming. Ate a can of sardines. 39 words. Wow, we're doing so good. Okay, we got people saying hi for the vlog, so I'm gonna do that real quick. Live streaming. Let me like put this to be bigger for us. Cute. Hi vlog. Perfect. Amazing. Thank you all. Did I actually save that video? We'll see if I saved it. I think it saves automatically. Power button. Sometimes I don't know how things work. It's fine. Excellent.
I feel like, yeah.
Someone hopping in the chat and they're asking if they missed a sprint. We will be doing more sprints. The goal, I think, is to do 3 sprints today in between yap sessions. So maybe only 2. We'll see. Because Ash is going to finish their project on the next sprint. Like, insane. I'm so excited for this.
Me too.
Rebecca's currently eating, so they didn't know how to read. So valid.
Eating is so important, so, you know.
I got 4 words that sprint, like after I sat down after like doing everything else, and it's not even a complete sentence.
That's fine.
Yeah. People are texting me, and I don't want them to be texting me. I don't know if you can hear the ding every time a text comes in. Yeah?
You can. Yeah.
I love that. So drop questions in the chat, or about, I guess, our projects, about writing, about any problems you're having with writing, any like burning desire questions you just always wanted to know the answer to. We're not philosophers. We'll do our best to answer questions about life, the universe, and everything. Ash, how much of the ending do you know? Like, do you have it like planned out? Like,
oh yeah, it came to me this morning. I got up at 6. It's completely different from my outline, but this ending just feels right. So I know 100% of this ending, and that, I'm saying this now, but I don't think it's going to change, but I think the beginning and the middle-ish is going to change a lot more than this ending, because I'm very satisfied, and I think it ends in a way that makes it so I don't have to do a duology, because we're trying to make this first book like a solo book for my first, kind of novel. So yeah.
Yeah, that's so exciting. I love that. Ian asked, what is the nature of existence? I think, I don't know about the nature, but I feel like the purpose of existence is to be kind. That's it.
feel like that's a good answer.
The nature of existence, I suppose, is kindness is a better way to like answer that question without reframing it. Anyways. Saoirse, how's your outlining going? You said you had like 600 words. Like what part of this story is that? Like in the like plot structure?
It's all over the place. I'm just like, I have like chapters, maybe like 1 and 2 roughly sketched out, and then everything else I'm just kind of like just making a list of all the things I want to be in book 2, and also keeping a list of questions that I need to answer for myself before I start writing. So really like nail down the plot. Yeah.
The question list is something that I have found to be like so valuable for every project. It's like, yeah. Why is everything impermanent? Why do the things we cling closest to always have to end? Because attachment is suffering. I'm Buddhist. I don't know what you want me to say.
Anyway, that actually kind of is what my book tackles. So that's
really?
A great question.
About
yeah,
that?
And oh no, everyone's the end if I answer that question. I just yeah.
Don't answer it. No spoilers.
No spoilers. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, getting real deep there. Duke of Denver asked, what genres are you guys writing?
I'm writing fantasy romance. It's kind of an urban fantasy setting.
Okay.
I am working on a gothic fiction at the moment. I want to say there's romance, but I think I might have a different definition of romance. So.
Ash, I want to read your project so bad. Every time you say something about it, I'm like, yeah, that's good. And then I'm writing. I put sci-fi in like my header, like right here, there, but like it's more of a science fantasy because there is magic as well as technology in this sci-fi. So
I like that.
Science fantasy.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's a blast. How do you outline, Saoirse?
Well, I feel like I need to say I am naturally a pantser, so it does not come naturally to me to outline. But because I'm writing a series, I'm like, I really do need to know some of these things ahead of time. So right now I'm just brainstorming ideas, putting everything in a document, a little brain dump. And in the past, when I've outlined, I have tried to stick to like, not strictly, but like stick to a beat sheet of sorts. So Saves the Cat or, one of the other story structures. And then just kind of filling things out until I have each beat, and then I start writing, and then I realize I need a ton more. So yeah.
That's so valid.
Actually, kind of going off that question, did you outline, or are you currently working at the beginning of book 2 the same way you did with book 1? Or since you finished one whole project, do you find yourself treating the second one different?
I'm definitely treating it differently. I think because book 1 was kind of unique in that when I first started it, I was going to do contemporary romance. But I am like a fantasy writer at my core, so I couldn't do that. And I like started adding magic in and stuff, and I was like, oh, okay. And so with book 1, like I had started a draft where it was contemporary romance, and then I went back and I had to start a new draft where it was fantasy romance, and then I kind of was pantsing that. I had like an idea of what I wanted to happen, but I was mostly pantsing it and realizing as I was going that there were some issues with how I kind of set everything up. So then I did another draft where I started from the beginning and kind of started writing that out. And then I had a full, complete first draft of book 1. Then I did an outline to like match up where all the beats were to just give myself a better sense of like what else I would need. And so with book 2, I'm trying to tackle that a little bit earlier on in the process so I don't have to start writing and then start over again. So yeah.
Very cool. I'm trying to decide what to highlight next. So we'll do this one because this was about like Ash earlier. This was about grief and attachment, so she understands you. You guys relate to each other.
Good.
And then let's do Elizabeth's question. The majority of advice I get as a writer is to stick with one genre to build an audience. How do we feel about that? I have a lot of feelings about this.
Me too.
Okay, do you want to go first, Ash?
I want to hear what you have to say.
Okay, excellent. Sounds good. I think that it's kind of BS to say stick with one genre. I think you should write what you want to write and worry about audiences later. I'm a little bit like the people who are supposed to find your book will find your book. And also, I don't think readers are strictly like pigeonholed into genres either. Like Miley says, the line between sci-fi and fantasy is a murky pond and aesthetics. So like, I think a lot of fantasy readers read sci-fi and vice versa. And a lot of fantasy read romance and vice versa. Pardon me, vice versa. So I feel like a lot of readers are not reading only one genre, and they would love to see crossover from authors of other genres. That is my somewhat semi-professional opinion. But
my completely non-professional opinion is also very similar, but it comes from just seeing other professional, I don't know what the word, published authors. Like I think, I'm so bad with names, Rebecca Yarros, who does the Fourth Wing series. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's not her first series or her first set of books, but it's her first romantasy, and that's what blew up for her. But she had other readers who read just her, I think it was just romance, like contemporary romance. So she's very successful, and I know that sometimes there's always that idea of the exception, not the rule, but you don't know if you're going to be that exception or whatever unless you just write what you want to write. Sometimes I think it's just hard to write to cater to an audience when you never really know if your book's going to come out at the time when some genre is really popular anyway. So just do what makes you happy. I also know that some people write under different aliases. They don't even hide that they have other aliases, but sometimes I've seen some authors, I can't think of one at the top of my head. They'll write different genres under different names if they want to keep it separate, but still have them out. So that's another option if you want.
Yeah. I fully agree with all that. If I can add on, I can let Saoirse go first if you want.
Sure. I would say I would agree with both of you where it's like, just write what you want. And I think, readers, like I read a lot of contemporary romance and fantasy romance and sci-fi and fantasy. So like, I think that readers don't really care. And if they like your writing style, they'll follow you to other genres, I think. The other thing I would add in too is I would focus more maybe on, depending on what genre you're writing in, like if, for example, you're writing series, like that's what helps build an audience. I feel like a lot of the time is like, even if you're writing standalones, if they're in the same universe or it's an interconnected series or something like that, you can help kind of, pull in a reader with one of the books and then they realize you have this backlist, and that's kind of, and I feel like that can happen too with standalones. Like if they like your writing, they're going to go see what else you've done. And I would say another example would be Katie Wismer. She's on Author2. I'm sure you've heard of her. And she writes, both. So both fantasy romance and just contemporary romance. And I think if you like her, writing, you're going to check out other books of hers. And I think too, like you can do a pen name, like different pen names for the different genres. Though I would say that's probably not super necessary unless you're writing like YA and then want to branch out to adult. Like maybe you'd want to separate them out just for like the fact that those audiences would be different and you'd want to market differently to them. But
yeah, my additions are everyone thinks your debut has to be your biggest book, and that's not true. And this comes from Ash's comment about Rebecca Yarros. Like, I feel like no one really knew her before Fourth Wing, and now like she's like a huge name. And like it's okay for your like, I don't know how many books she had out. Let's say she had like 5 books out. It's okay for your 6th book to be your biggest book. Like, I think writing is a long game, and it's like you just have to practice your craft and keep getting better, and eventually like the market's going to do what the market's going to do. Like you don't have control over it, so you can't control that. So you just have to be like just keep writing. I think that's the most important thing you can do. And then after pen names, I think I agree with Saoirse. You can like do like different pen names for like different age groups, or if you're doing like sci-fi fantasy, you can have like a romance pen name. I have a contemporary romance I want to write, and I have a pen name picked out for it because I think it would sound better with like this other pen name than C.K. Jensen. Yeah. Highlighting comments. Can't sing to a single genre. No two vibes are the same. That's insane. If you're with an agent that doesn't specialize in the story you want to write, they might direct you to a secondary agent and can help you publish that specific story, which is true if you're going trad. I know. So I have a friend who's a really well-established indie author, like full-time indie author, and she writes romance, and she does a different pen name for each like subgenre of romance. So like she's a different pen name for like her Viking romances versus her like I don't remember what else she writes romances, but she has like different pen names across different romance subgenres. Everyone's saying hi to my cat. Yeah, she's hiding there. She's taking a bath. Aww. Bottled waters here. Hello. Love for the craft versus successful author thing. Absolutely. The majority of the stories I want to write is speculative fiction, but I do have a couple non-spec books ideas I want to do too. Yeah, exactly. If your books overlap in any way, you're probably fine. I think this is for pen names. Like if your books are overlapping, then you should do one pen name. And then Tia, tell me if I'm wrong at interpreting this. But like, I just lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. But like if you're doing like two entirely different things, like young adult and adult, or like romance and non-romance, then like I think those are like common times to divide your work among pen names. But you can keep it all in one website because that's like good website theory or whatever. I don't know what it's called. Do not write for a trend. Any thoughts on this, or are we just in full agreement?
Full agreement.
I'm in half agreement.
Yeah.
Half agreement. Tell me about that.
I agree. Like, don't write for a trend if you don't like it. But if you're like noticing there's a trend and you're doing indie publishing, maybe depending on your goals, like if you're writing for a trend and you're hoping to get into trad, I mean, that takes so long, right? Like we've seen a lot of other people take such like years, even when they're done with their book, like to actually get it into the bookstores. So maybe you don't write for a trend if that's your goal. But I think if you like the trend and you're planning on doing indie publishing and like a lot of and you think you can get it out there within a certain time frame, I don't think it would hurt. But ultimately, like, just enjoy what you're writing. That's why I like half agree with don't write for a trend.
Yeah.
But
yeah, those are really good points. I think the fast track indie published releases is a really good point. So I just got distracted in the comments. There is a Discord now. You can someone can either go grab the link or you can DM me and I'll send you the link afterwards. Tia meant like genres if the genres overlap. Tia's going to would never use a pen name except for the thrillers. She'll use a man's name, and using a man's name is valid. People want me to link the Discord. One sec. Can you guys talk about something while I go grab a Discord link?
Talk about what?
I don't know.
There's a question.
There's no question. Give us a question so I can go grab the Discord link. I'll trade you. Question for Discord link.
I guess we could like talk a little bit more about like the trends too. Like, I really do like Ash's point of if you like the trend, go for it. Cause like, why not? Especially if you are indie publishing. And then also like another thing, readers like what they like, you know? So there might be some new trends and stuff, but like, I feel like the tropes are always going to be there, you know? And if people like, you know, enemies to lovers is not going anywhere. If people like it and you want to write it, like there's always room for that. So, and then, you know, you can also have that added on of like, okay, I'm going to do this really well-loved trope with this new trend. And if that's really exciting to you, then yeah, go for it.
That actually makes me think of holiday romances.
yeah.
I think we were talking about this, me, Jordan, Jordy, and Bottled Water yesterday. They're talking about holiday romances a little bit. And it's like, you could write a holiday romance. I'm working on a holiday romance that I was delusional enough to believe I could get out by Valentine's Day when I started it in December. That's not, I mean, obviously that's not happening. I have like half a first chapter and I think it's so good, but after that I have no ideas for it. But yeah, I think there's like general kind of like things that are probably always going to be pretty popular, but maybe not the style of writing. But who doesn't like looking at a few holiday romances and looking for something to like cozy up to during that time? So
Yeah.
I think if you can be strategic about it, if that's like something you want to do, then be aware of a general trend that fades versus a trend that kind of comes back every year or something.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. A lot of trends are cyclical. Like Elizabeth said in the chat, there will always be enemies and there will always be lovers. So I think some trends are more like less trends and more evergreen.
Mm-hmm.
But like they're going to cycle back around eventually, which is like a pro if you're doing trad pub because you can just sit on a book for a while and like come back around to it. Just like out of curiosity, who has the sirens?
It's not me.
Oh, then it must be me.
I'm just curious. It's not an issue. I just keep hearing sirens. I'm like, what is going on? And why are they staying for so long?
I don't know. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what the police or the people the police are after are doing at this time.
Too early.
Not creeping in, apparently.
Law. Oh my goodness. What do we have? More about pen names using a different last name because Tia's husband did not write this book. That is so valid. If I ever got married to a man, which I don't know that I would ever do that, I would not take his last name. I've carried my last name my entire life. Absolutely not. We're not letting families read it. Oh, because we can never publish under our real name. None of my family's business. That was funny. That made me laugh.
That's why I'm using a pen name. Like Saoirse Bray is a pen name because I don't want my relatives looking up my books. Like,
Same.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. I asked my mom, I was like, do you by chance read Spice? I'm not even writing Spice, but just the idea that I could. I'm like, Mom, she's like, no. I'm like, okay. Pen name.
Yeah. Like my mom is going to read my books because she reads like Iron Flame, Fourth Wing, like all the, so she doesn't read it for the Spice, but she just kind of, I think, skims through it or something. So like she's used to it, but it is like a little, I'm like, but if I wrote it, like, is that going to be weird? But up to her if she wants to do that. Like, none of my business.
Cool. Do you plan on writing things that don't have to do with what you actually write about right now? I think we're going to do this question and then do the Duke of Denver's question, and then we'll go into another sprint. So, do you guys have an answer to this? Because I have an answer ready to go.
Is this like...
I think it's a genre question. Like, are you going to like
other genres or other series or?
Yeah, interpret it as you will, unless we get clarification.
Okay.
Yeah. So personally, I have like my sci-fi fantasy works all kind of take place in the same universe called the Revium. Rebecca says both, which is a very cool word that I made up that I'm very proud of. But they're on the Revium and they're taking different planets. They're similar to Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere, but like more loosely connected rather than like so interconnected with like one character like he does with his Cosmere. But like I'm definitely gonna have stuff outside the Revium, like the contemporary romance I mentioned earlier that I want to publish under a different pen name. So I think C.K. Jensen is all in the Revium, and then like this contemporary romance would be not in the Revium.
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I am probably mostly just gonna stick to fantasy romance as a genre, just because that's what I like to write. Who knows, at some point might branch out. But I do have 4 different series that I have plans for and are in various stages of being written. So, yeah, definitely planning on, continuing those. So.
Yeah, I also think I have a certain genre I kind of want to stick into, kind of like the more gothic fiction, then kind of spread a little bit into like dark academia, but still very much kind of darker stories. But then I'm also working on like a Valentine's Day contemporary romance.
That's so cute.
So I think I want to work in or write in multiple genres, but have like a core one that I'm probably going to stick to for the majority of my ideas.
Yeah. I would also, I just remembered this. I would love to write something like kind of literary leaning. Like I would love to write like a lot of literary fiction. I think is boring and not written with like diverse genders in mind. Is the way I'll say it instead of just saying it. A lot of lit fic is male oriented, but it is. So like I want like gender diverse literary fiction, and I think I'd be a good person to write that. But then I have to like read literary fiction to understand it, and then I'm like I don't want to read it because it's so male centric. So it's cyclical. It's an Ouroboros. Yeah. Let's see. We're talking more about that stuff. All women keep their mother's name. We're not letting our families read our smut. Except for Dakota. Dakota's wilding out here. Insane. She is glad that doesn't read fantasy. Let's do the Duke of Denver's question. Where did it go? Do you feel like a lot of modern writing advice is biased against slow burn stories? A really good question, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because, like, my gut instinct was like, yeah. But then, like, I think about it a little bit more. And I think you can have a slow burn and still keep the pacing up. Mm-hmm. You know? Like, because I think there's a couple things that factor into this. There's narrative time versus story time, where story time is what, like, how much time the story is happening in the story, and narrative time is how much time you take to tell what's happening in the story. So the story time can be super slow, but you have to keep the narrative speed up, the narrative time up, or it gets boring. So I think like that factors into it. I think also it's like if you're thinking like slow burn romances, I think often that's not the only thing happening in the story. Which makes it really hard to like say that the modern romance is against the slow burn stories. But I think slow burn is like not in trend right now, which is why so much writing advice is not like about like here's how to write the slowest burn you can. Like if you want to write slow burn, you gotta go read like 50,000 word fan fiction of your favorite fandom of the two, like your favorite ship. I don't know. I feel like you want like slow burn studies.
I'm like conflicted on my answer here because I'm coming from this with like the perspective of like slow burn romance. Like that's where my head went with this question. And I feel like I've seen books kind of market themselves as a slow burn romance, but then when I'm reading them, I'm like, I wouldn't consider this slow burn. It's, like they're still getting together in the first book. Like that's not slow burn to me. So it's interesting because it's like, they're only marketing it like that because they think that it's trending or something, right? Like it would indicate that they think that people are interested in that. So I don't know that I guess the writing advice that I feel like I'm hearing isn't really directed at like slow burn versus whatever else, but I don't know. That's just me, I guess.
Yeah, I've read some books that are marketed as slow burn, but what I realized from a lot of these is it takes a long time for the couple to get together officially, but stuff is happening with the couple way beforehand when I feel like there was still no development of feelings before things happen. It's just like we're waiting to get together, but we're going to make out and do all these other things way early on, but you never get to feel this like yearning or longing for this other person, wondering if they do or if they don't like me back. It's just the slow burn is that they just are not officially together until like the end of the book, which for me is not a slow burn if they're doing everything besides having the label of being together.
Agreed. Mm-hmm.
Slow burn has to be like Pride and Prejudice, where like Darcy does like the hand flex after he touches Elizabeth's hand for the first time, and they hate each other the rest of the book. I guess it's enemies to lovers. They don't have to hate each other, but they have to like have that level of tension and like both romantic and sexual and physical. Yeah. Anyways, there's so many. You guys are going so fast in the chat. I feel so validated that you agree with me about the gender stuff in lit fic, because it is like when I think literary fiction, for some reason, the book my mind always goes to is The Great Gatsby, and I love The Great Gatsby, but it's like it's not really a book like about women, and I want like literary fiction about women. But then they call it women's fiction, which I think is just sexist. And anyways, I have a whole rant on this I won't get into. Also, yeah, slow burn, not infinite burn. But like there's like 400k words, 200k words. And I will admit, I said 50,000 and I was like, that is not a big enough number for a slow burn. I don't know why I said 50,000, but I was like already committed. I don't know if you heard me like hesitate when I was like 50. I was like, do I say 50,100? And I was like, that's not how the words work.
Numbers are hard.
Numbers are hard. I'm a writer for a reason.
Yes.
Oh my god. It has to be slow burn, but like can't be too slow. And serious slow burn definitely thrives with some people like quick gratification. If you want quick gratification, then don't read slow burns. I feel like if you like it's just a hot take that if you want to read something, you just need to go find a different book. Because like it's like that thing on TikTok, it's like the bean soup thing or whatever it's called, where they were like, I don't even like
But what if I don't like beans? Yeah.
Then this recipe is not for you.
Yeah.
Go find a different recipe. Same thing. Chad books passed from like 2003, and some of the pacing will not pass from the editor today. That's true. Learning someone when it takes 2 books for them to kiss. Gratification must be earned. I love that, Malika, and I hope I'm saying your name right. But I love that. Gratification has to be earned. Are we going to do another sprint?
Yeah.
Okay. How do I add it back to the screen? I know how things work. There we go. Another 30-minute sprint. I think this time I'm actually going to write.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this works for me.
Okay. On your marks. Get set. Go. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I hope the sprint went well for everyone. You will notice Saoirse is gone because she had a friend. She DM'd me. She had a friend call who needed her help, and she felt that was more important than doing a couple hundred more words. So, yes, Saoirse is gone, but she's still on the server and still on YouTube and everything. So she's not gone. She's fine. I'm being dramatic. She's fine. Ash, how did it go for you?
I finished my draft, so I'm excited.
That's so exciting.
I didn't think I was gonna do it because it was getting a little dicey there at the end. Just like, oh, I kind of don't know how to end this. I don't like how it ended.
Ooh.
I don't like the last line it ended on, but it's a draft one.
Yeah, that's so exciting. OMG, hooray, yay, all the goodness.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so proud of you, Ash. That's amazing.
Just so everyone is aware, it is a very short first draft. I like my short first draft so I can kind of quickly see what plot holes I definitely have. And then draft 2 is going to be my focus on making it an appropriate length. But yeah, I'm so really
what's your word count right now, out of curiosity, if you're willing to share?
Yeah, it's 26,924. And the genre I'm writing in, I was looking at it, said between 50 and 70,000.
Okay, so like a good third of the words down.
Yeah, so it was I started in January, and my goal was to finish by end of March. And so
it was February 9th.
I know.
No.
Sometimes the inspiration just comes, and I was like, you know what? Let's do this. So
I love that. I'm so proud of you. That's so awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, don't undermine yourself. A book is a book.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm so excited for you. I can't remember. Is this your first project that you've finished, or have you written other projects too?
I worked on another project a while ago that will never see the light of day because it was so bad. So this is my first project that I am proud of finishing.
Oh, that's so exciting. So. I love that. I did not do a lot of words that sprint. I think I'm at 300 words for that sprint, which is not a lot. That's 10 words per minute.
Words are words.
Is that even? Yeah. Words are words. My goal, I think, for the day is to hit 50,000. So I'm 200 words away from that right now, even 200. So
you're so close.
I'm so close. I can do it after the stream, but I do have to. After we do another Yap session, I also have to go because we've been going for almost 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while, and I have technically a Super Bowl party. It's the Super Bowl here in the U.S. today. I'm going to my family's house. I don't know if we're actually watching the game because none of us are really football people. So, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, so Saoirse had a call. Yeah, do we have any other questions? Happy Super Bowl. Guys, you want to know the most I know about the Super Bowl is that Taylor Swift's boyfriend's team is playing, and which means Taylor Swift is the winner of the Super Bowl. That's how this works, right? Halftime? I don't even know what the halftime show is. I don't know who's performing. I don't know anything.
Same.
288 words.
Nice.
Not football people. Tia wants nachos. Not Taylor Swift's team. Taylor Swift's boyfriend's team. There's a difference, but that means that she wins the Super Bowl, right? Because she's going to be on camera at the Super Bowl.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I just like Taylor Swift. I'm a Swiftie. It's a core part of my personality, but not in an annoying way, but in she's the first music I ever remember listening to way.
Yeah, that's me with Britney Spears.
Yeah, I love that for you. Larry's going to be in a coffee shop writing during the game. That sounds so good. I would honestly rather be in a coffee shop writing than going to this family dinner right now, but what can you do? We're boycotting the halftime show? What's the drama? I don't want to get into the drama, actually. I don't care enough about the drama. I've also never seen a full Super Bowl.
Me neither.
The Swifties are playing. So true. Okay, give us a writing question, folks. You have time for 1, maybe 3 writing questions. We're waiting. Is this the time where you have dinner for it? Everyone does like a Super Bowl party. If you like sports, like it is a thing. So, yeah, it's as big as Thanksgiving. I recently learned there's 2 Super Bowls in a year. I did not know that. Is that true? Like someone in my writing group who actually is a sports fan, he said there's one like in November and one Thanksgiving and one Easter Super Bowl.
I had no idea.
So I have no idea. I don't know how sports work. Like genuinely. I don't know. We're just all talking about the Super Bowl now. I'm sorry for bringing this up. Okay. Yeah, great. I love writing this project because there's an actual question. I was just gonna make something up, but here's a question. How to keep characters in character but still change and grow? This is a really good question, actually. You have an answer off the top of your head, Ash, or do you need a second?
I need a second.
Something if you need a second. Okay. So I think being in character is not. I think character is not a set set of traits. It's a set of behaviors, and people are going to have same behavioral patterns no matter how much they grow. Or I guess they can change their behavioral patterns, but characters are not set in stone. They're like Play-Doh. They are malleable. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. I know how to answer this question, but I don't know how to put it into words, if that makes sense.
I would say for me, when I'm thinking about keeping my characters in character, but still allowing them to change and grow, I think it might help. Well, now that I'm going to start draft 2 soon, I plan on doing a character sheet. Someone, I think on one of your live streams, CK mentioned character sheets. I can't remember who. Might have been Saoirse. Or maybe Tia, someone. But yeah, and so I plan on having a character sheet that kind of answers, that always asks kind of the same questions, how they would respond in different situations. And I feel like they should respond, for me, the same way almost as they always would until a major event happens that kind of makes them shift their perspective on something. I also just think about myself. I have pretty much acted the same way in a lot of situations as I did when I was maybe late teens. But as I've diversified my friend groups and learned more about different people, my opinions and behaviors have adapted to my experiences, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So just how would your character respond? And if the way that they respond later on in the book is different to how they responded to something similar in the beginning, what was that catalyst that made them change, if that makes any sense?
Yes, that makes perfect sense, because this goes into one of my core philosophies, which is you have to break your characters like a glow stick to make them shine, or like a geode to make them sparkle. Either of those metaphors works, but you can't. They have to go through something to make them change, otherwise they're going to feel inconsistent. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I think that we answered. Did we answer that well enough? Was it Laura who asked that? Laura, how do you feel like we answered that? Do we need to expound? The Malika uses SpongeBob characters as great examples. If they stay that way the entire show, even if I've never seen SpongeBob, so I don't know how to analyze this. But sure, I believe you. I believe you. You're great. Okay, Laura thinks we're good. I have a lot of projects. I do. Do I have a favorite and a least favorite? Ooh. This is like telling you what my favorite child is. Let me pull up my master list of projects. I have that somewhere. Okay. So I think my favorite project, and this is probably because I'm querying it right now, is Dawnless, which is a Sleeping Beauty retelling where Sleeping Beauty like dies in the first chapter. And it's up to her girlfriend, George, to save the world as it tumbles into darkness and it explores grief and what it means to not have a chosen one in a world dependent on chosen ones. So that one's really good. Right, Ash, right. You know. It's sapphic. It's amazing. Right, Dawnless mention. Of other novels I've written, I'm really proud of my published one, which is Queen of Hearts. All Hail the Queen of Hearts. That's Alice in Wonderland if Alice was the Queen of Hearts. I specialize in fairy tale retelling, so a lot of these are fairy tale retellings. I'm so excited about Heretics right now, which is the sci-fi I'm working on, because it's like it's my current baby. It's like it's the favorite child right now, favorite drafting child. But I think, I'm like looking at my list and I'm like, what else is so good? I don't know. I love my projects. I think they're fun, and if they're not fun, I don't write them. If that makes like any sense. So, yeah, did I answer that question well enough? Oh, I know my least favorite project. Ooh, this feels evil to say. What is my least favorite project? Okay. I have this one, which I think the concept is really good. I think the execution is done really poorly. And it doesn't even have a good title. The like working title for it is Asphodel, which is inspired by the fields of Asphodel in the Greek underworld. Because this is a Greek mythology dystopian sci-fi with like themes of healthcare and friendship, and it's like Orpheus and Eurydice, but if they were sisters instead of like lovers. I don't know. It's such a mess, and I love the concept, but I've never been able to pull off the execution. I've done a draft or two of it, and it's just not working. So the least favorite project is probably Asphodel, but I still love it anyways. It's like if I rate my project on a scale of 1 to 10, they're all like a 6 or higher, but Asphodel's the So, Ash, do you also have a most and least favorite of your projects?
My most favorite, I guess, would be right now the project that I just finished the first draft of, because I've been wanting to write something sapphic with vampires, where the vampires are not just like sexy, but actually scary for a while. And I feel like I finally did that with this book. My last draft also had vampires, but they were kind of stupid and lame, and they were kind of dumb. So my last project, I think I called it Project Sailor, is what would be my least favorite, because it just felt like there was no point. It was dumb.
That's valid. It's hard. I feel like I like projects that really like say something about like the world or a heavy topic, and those are my favorite projects. And I think with Asphodel, I didn't achieve what I wanted to say about the healthcare system in America, so that's why I don't like it very much. So I don't know. Laura asks, what genres have you written? Sorry, did you finish answering the question? You said favorite and least favorite, so I assumed you were done. Okay, yeah. Perfect. I just don't want to cut you off ever. What genres have you written or plan to write, and what genres are you avoiding? Do you want to do this one first?
Yeah, so genres that... So I'm currently working on a Gothic fiction. I've written a bit of contemporary romance, and I have a secret project that I guess I'll just say now. It's a romantasy, but I'm really, really hoping that it doesn't fall into the trappings of a lot of romantasy that I don't like, because I like romantasy as a genre a lot. But yeah, so I'm hoping to do something. I don't want to say I'm doing something different, but I'm hoping I'm doing something that I think is different, fresh from what I have typically seen, which is just a lot of non-world building. I want the romance to feel like it was earned and not to be a central part of the story. But like in real life, people go through romance, but there's so much other stuff to your life besides the romance, but it's still there. So that's why I don't know if it's romantic fantasy, but that's kind of a secret project that I've been outlining actually. So I'm really excited, and I plan to do some dark academia. So my main genres will be like gothic and dark academia, probably a lot of vampire stuff coming your way. If you get sick of it, that's too bad, because it's going to be happening.
If they get sick of it, they don't have to read it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Yeah, they want to go to like your vampire book. Good thing is to not do the things you hate in romantic. Yeah, for sure. I love that. I love your take that like romance happens to people and it's not the only thing in their life, which I like so agree with. And I also have like a dark academia story or two that I'm like obsessed with. Actually, I lie. I think my least favorite story, it might be my dark academia that I'm like 20,000 words into. It's also a mess. I don't know. They also have an American Medical System project. Let's go. Elizabeth made lunch with their back. Welcome. Happy to see you. And I guess I have to answer this question. I'm avoiding it. What genres have I written or planned to write in? I have written fantasy. And in fantasy, I've written like eco fantasy and romantasy, and I've written a lot of subgenres of fantasy. I've written sci-fi. I've written some dystopian sci-fi. That's Asphodel. What else have I written? And I plan to write in contemporary romance, even if I don't do a lot. But I would love, guys. I already mentioned Taylor Swift once this stream. We're gonna do it again. You guys know the romance title books are like Taylor Swift lyrics as the title?
Yeah, I've been seeing that.
But I have no idea the legality of doing it as like an indie pub author, so I do have to get trad published first. So like I'm obsessed with it, and I feel like I can't tell you all what it is because I think it's just too good of an idea, and someone's gonna write it first. If you talk to me on Discord, I will tell you what the idea is, but like I'm not putting it out on the internet right now. So, yep, leaving it there. Oh, and what genres am I avoiding? I keep forgetting that. I avoid thriller and horror because they scare me. Yeah, thriller and horror, and like I kind of avoid mystery just because like I know I'm smart, but like I don't think I'm smart enough to write a mystery and like have it be a good mystery. I read like kind of a bad mystery rom-com the other day. It was a murder mystery rom-com. I say the other day. It was literally in December for a book club. It was called The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. And it was like an enjoyable read, but it was like not a good mystery. Because like all the clues were like in-world clues where it's like the framing is these two murder mystery writers are invited to like the most prolific murder mystery writer's house, and then she disappears and they have to like solve her murder mystery. But all the clues are related to that murder mystery writer's books. And because the books are not real books, you can't figure out the clues on your own.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, so it's a little bit frustrating, but it was a really fun, enjoyable read. So I gave it like 3 stars, you know. And we have an F America story in general. Does that count? Yeah, that counts. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. You only have to say this because your husband's in the military. Just sorry, I should not call you out like that. I'm so sorry. Some thoughts should say inside thoughts. Yeah, sorry about that, Tia. I'm glad you're laughing at it. I should have let that say inside thoughts. I think we should wrap up because we've been going for 2 hours now, like 2 hours, half a minute. So like. Ash, where can the people find you?
You can find me here on YouTube. I'm like, where am I? YouTube at Ash Danielle Writes. I'm probably on other social media, but you won't catch any updates. So pretty much YouTube is where it's at. So yeah, hope to see you all in some YouTube comments one day.
Yes. You can find me also on YouTube. This is my channel, so really you have already found me. I'm on pretty much every other social media. I'm just always CK Jensen author. Yeah, thanks for being here. We really appreciate y'all. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.